So for this class, I really wanted us to focus on our need for balance. And Gemini is a sign that is represented by the symbol of the two twins. And that introduces this concept of duality. And whether you're a Gemini who falls under this sign or not, we all kind of embody that duality or that dual concept through our feminine and masculine energy. And, for myself and what I'm seeing in the collective right now, I felt that it was an appropriate time to focus on balancing those two aspects of ourselves through the feminine and masculine. And within our yoga practice and within yoga as a system and a tool, we see a concept called the nadis and the energy channels that run through the body. And though there are thousands that run through the body, there are three main ones. There's the main one that goes along the length of your spine called the Sushumna Nadi, but then there's also two that run along that central column, and those are associated with the left and the right side of the body, the left and right hemisphere of the brain, the feminine and masculine energy, the yin and the yang. And for me personally, what's been super helpful in finding that balance has been the pranayama technique that I'm going to teach today, kind of as a precursor for the yoga class that we'll be going into later. So this breathing technique is called Nadi Shodhanan, and what we're basically going to be doing is just changing the nostril that we're breathing through. And generally you would take this for about 9 rounds. Today we're going to take it for only 4 or 5 just to give you an intro, and if this is something that you find that you liked, you can always bring this back in at a later time. So first, to start, just bring yourself into a comfortable seat. We're going to start our practice in a seated position like this, so you can either sit on top of a block like I'm doing or just sit flat on the ground. And here we're going to have our left hand resting on top of our leg, and we're going to be using our right hand to alternate between the nostrils. So I'm going to show you beforehand what it looks like, and then as I'm speaking I'll move my hand away from my face just so you can hear what I'm saying. So you're going to basically take your pointer and your middle finger on your right hand, and that's going to be placed in between your eyebrows in the space of your third eye here. And then we're going to use our right thumb to close and open our right nostril, and we'll use our little finger and our ring finger on our left nostril, and those are going to be the ones that are controlling that. So here, once we take this technique, you'll have your left hand on top of your leg, like I said, and the right one's going to be doing the alternating. So for here, let's go ahead and take a full deep breath in through both nostrils. A full breath out. You can go ahead and place your hand on your face. Take a full breath in through both nostrils. And as you exhale, you're going to use your right thumb to close your right nostril and breathe out of your left. From there, take an inhale in through the left, so still plugging with the left thumb or the right thumb. From there, you'll use both hands or your hand to close both nostrils. Hold. Remove your right thumb, and then exhale through your right nostril. We'll inhale in through the right. Close both nostrils. Exhale through the left. From here, we're going to put a count on it. So inhale in through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale through the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. eyes closed, we'll simply observe. Start to bring yourself to a natural breath. Just feel the air passing in through the nostrils. Notice the sensation of the breath coming in through the body and leaving. Your body settling. Notice the state of mind, the state of calm that you've been able to establish for yourself. Are strengthened when we couple them with a strong intention. And my intention for this class and for you is that you will use this practice and this breathing technique as a tool to help bring you into a calm state of mind, into a balanced state of mind, and to help you bring yourself into greater alignment with your feminine, masculine energies, and just all the different aspects of yourself. So with that being said, we're going to transition, go ahead and move into our asana, our postures, and our physical portion of the class. We'll continue in our seated position and bring your hands into your lap, interlace your fingers, creating a basket, and turn your palms to face up. From here, we'll take a full deep inhale, start to raise your hands up towards your collarbones. As you exhale, turn your palms to face away from you, straighten the arms to reach straight in front of you. On the inhale, we release the fingers, reach the arms up, lift your gaze. As you exhale, twist towards the right. Your right hand will come to the mat behind you, and your left hand comes to your right knee. Inhale, come back up through center, arms reach. And as you exhale, now we twist to the left. Hold here for a breath. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, reach the arms into your lap, interlace the fingers, hands to the collarbones. Exhale, push your hands away from you, round through your spine. Inhale, straighten the spine, reach the arms up, gaze lifts. Exhale, twist towards your right. Inhale, smoothing it out, arms reach up. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale again, we interlace the fingers, reach the arms towards the collarbones. Exhale, push round through your spine. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, take your twist to the right. Inhale again, find center, find length. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale again, this time sweep the arms up, lift the gaze. Exhale, we'll bring hands through heart center. From there, we'll shift onto our hands and our knees and set up your tabletop position with your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers away from one another, tuck your toes under, draw your low belly in and glide your hips up and back, coming into our downward facing dog. Now here we have a few breaths to set up this posture. So look at your hands, spread your fingers out, press through the palms and through the fingers so you're not putting all the weight into your wrists. See if you can look towards your belly button, heels sink down towards the ground. From there, we're going to start to pedal out the feet, bending one knee and working the opposite heel towards the ground, and then you switch. Keep sending your chest back towards your upper thighs, a long spine here. As you inhale, we look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, take some little steps. Slowly bring your feet up to meet your hands towards the top of the mat. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Hands come to your shins, reach your head forward, and then exhale, forward fold. Here, just hold for a breath. Bend your knees if you need to. Crown of the head drips down towards the mat. Inhale, again, we come up for our half lift, long spine. Exhale, again, fold deeply. Inhale, we rise, arms up, gaze lifts. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look towards the fingertips. Exhale, dive down for your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we plant the hands, step the feet back. You're going to lower your knees onto the ground for a modified high plank. From there, pull shoulder blades towards your hips, lower down. Exhale, chaturanga or yoga push-up. Inhale, send the heart forward, upward facing dog. Hold here for a breath. Reach your heart between your biceps. Toenails are flat behind you. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We roll over the toes, glide the hips up and back. Working those heels down towards the mat. Full deep inhales and exhales here. Always use downward facing dog to check in with the breath. Check in with your body. From here we look to the top of the mat. And then you'll slowly travel forward. Feet come up to the hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise. Arms sweep up. Gaze lifts. Stand tall. Exhale, hands gather at heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Look up. Exhale, dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Feel the hamstrings lengthening. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, lower the knees, come straight into your chaturanga. Inhale for your heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look back towards your belly button. Your neck is an extension of your spine, so you want it to be long. Heels towards the mat. Palms pressing down. From here, as you inhale, we'll look forward in between the hands. Exhale, take those steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand, arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Moving on. Inhale, sink the hips low. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling, so biceps are right by your ears. Bend deep into the knees. As your arms reach up towards the ceiling, your tailbone's going to point down towards the ground. Draw low belly in. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower through your chaturanga. Option to keep knees lifted. Come into your heart opener. Exhale, we glide back, downward facing dog. So we're going to start to move into the hips. Inhale, glide your right leg up behind you, and here look back at your pinky toe. You want to see that it's pointing down towards the ground. Hips are level with one another. Take another inhale, use your right glute, lift your heel. And then exhale, pull your knee towards your right tricep. So elbows are over the wrists. Inhale, lift it back up, three-legged dog, extend. Exhale, create that space, round, step your foot forward and spin your back heel onto the mat, toes at a diagonal. Squeeze your right glute as you inhale and rise up for your warrior one. A deep bend in the right knee, arms up alongside the ears. Option to bring the palms together and look up towards the ceiling. Still breathing deep. Exhale, bring both hands down. Step your right foot so it's hovering out behind you. Option to lower down for a three-legged chaturanga. Again, this is an option. Move through your vinyasa the way that feels best in your body. We're going to pause in our upward facing dog. Keep pulling your heart forward in between the biceps. Here, this is to help counterbalance all of the forward slumping that we tend to do in our day, looking at our phones or looking at our computers. This counterbalance. Open the chest. Take another inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking this right over to the opposite side. Inhale, that left leg's going to lift up behind you. Again, toes point down towards the ground, but you use the glute to lift the heel higher. On the exhale, we round and bring the knee towards your tricep. Again, creating as much space underneath you as possible. Hips stay high. Inhale again, lift it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, round, step your foot forward, spin your back heel onto the mat. Squeeze left glute, low belly drawing in. Inhale, rise, arms up, deep bend in your left knee still. On the exhale, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Nice. From there, you can slowly lower both hands down to frame your foot, step your left leg behind you, move through a regular vinyasa, or keep your leg hovering for a little bit of extra challenge. You choose. Vinyasa all the way back to your downward facing dog. We've balanced both sides. So now we take those 3 breaths in our downward facing dog to check in, reestablish our connection with the breath if we've lost it. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, you'll step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, hips low, arms high. Exhale, come to stand, hands at heart. We start again. Inhale, hips low, arms high, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head melts down. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades towards the hips, half lift. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, slowly making your way to your downward facing dog. We'll smooth things out a little bit. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you, coming into your three-legged dog. Exhale, round, knee comes towards your tricep. Inhale, lift it up again, three-legged dog. Exhale, this time step through, spin your back heel onto the mat. Inhale, we rise for our warrior one, arms high, hips low. Exhale, plant the hands. Option to move through a vinyasa, or if you're done with those, if your shoulders are getting a little tender or your body's just not feeling it today, take the vinyasas out and you can always come straight into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg glides up behind you. Exhale, round, knee towards tricep. Inhale, extend, lift. And then exhale, you'll step the foot through, spin your back heel down. Inhale, we rise, warrior one. Exhale, bring it down, move through a vinyasa. So here we keep this pace so we can start to build heat in the body that's going to make the muscles and the tissues more supple for us to work with. We find our way to our downward facing dog, and here again we check in, balancing periods of activity with periods of rest. Notice if your body needs a child's pose. From here, we look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, we come to stand. Continuing, inhale, arms up, hips low. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, move through your vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog. From there, inhale, your right leg lifts behind you, coming into your three-legged dog. Exhale, round, knee towards tricep, step the foot through, back heel spins down. Inhale, arms up, warrior one, hips low. Exhale, hands to the mat, vinyasa or down dog. Over to the opposite side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, this time we just step it right through. Right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Again, moving through a vinyasa. Bring yourself to your downward facing dog. Good. And then lower the knees onto the mat. We glide back for a child's pose to take rest. Here you can bring your hands on either side of your feet to allow the shoulders to relax forward onto the ground. Good. Take this time to rest, to deepen your breath, and to reestablish this connection with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. From here, we slowly slide the arms back forward onto the mat. Come forward onto hands and knees, set up your tabletop position. From here, we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Drop your belly, open your chest, look forward. As you exhale, push the ground away from you, round through your spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin away from the chest. Exhale, round, separate the shoulder blades, tuck tailbone. From there, come to a neutral spine, tuck toes under, glide the hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, we look to the top of the mat, slowly bring the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, we rise, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, we're going to separate the feet so they're about hips distance apart. Shake the arms out, shake the legs out. We're transitioning into the next portion of our class. Hands at heart center. From there, firm up through your thighs. Draw your low belly in, firm foundation underneath you. How's the breath? Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. This time you're gonna lift your chest and start to arch back. So keep sending your hips forward, squeezing through the glutes. We want the curve to be through the upper spine. Then exhale, lead with the heart, dive down, forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll lift halfway again. This time, lift your left leg up behind you. So the crown of your head goes forward and your left heel reaches behind you. Squeeze the left glute, lift through the heel. As you exhale, step your foot back and lower into a low lunge. Left knee comes onto the mat. Right knee is over your right ankle. Sink the hips forward and down. On the inhale, arms rise. Come into your low crescent lunge, Anjana Asana, and we're going to bend the elbows and bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck. From there, another option to take a heart opener. So start to peel your chest up and back. Keep low belly pulling in to protect the low spine. Then exhale, release. Both hands will frame your right foot. Lift your back knee and start to glide your hips straight back. So it's our pyramid pose, but we're extending through the spine first. And then you can collapse over your right leg. So feel that hamstring. You can keep the knee bent if your hamstring is just not having it in the straight position. From there, rebend into your right knee. We're gonna lift both arms up alongside our ears, coming into our high crescent lunge. So your back heel is still lifted. From there, lift your chest up a little bit, reaching the heart away from the hips, arms away from the heart, find length through the spine. Then exhale, we're gonna sweep our arms out behind us and start to hover your chest right above your right thigh. So extending through your back leg and out through the crown of your head, one long line. Inhale, sweep your left arm forward, open up for a star pose. So you're facing towards the side of your mat. And as you exhale, bend into the knees, bring hands through heart center. So we're finding our goddess squat. Bending into the knees, hips sink low. Keep opening the knees out behind you. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, rise. Sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to step to the back of our mat. Good. Hands meet at heart center. We'll start again, separating the feet out wide. Low belly pulling in. Quads firm. Inhale, arms reach up. Taking our heart opener. Peel the chest up and back. Keep squeezing the glutes. Exhale, dive down to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Shoulder blades towards the hips. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, halfway lift, and now your right leg lifts up behind you. Squeeze the glute, extend through your heel. Crown of the head reaches in the opposite direction. Then exhale, bend into your standing leg. Back knee comes onto the mat, coming into that low lunge. Keep toes tucked under behind you. On the inhale, we reach the arms up. Here you can bend into your elbows, and again, bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck behind you, so you still have your elbows hugging in towards one another. Here, option to take an inhale. Start to puff your chest and your heart up towards the ceiling, peeling the front body open, lean back. As you exhale, hands come to the mat. Lift your right knee, glide your hips back, coming into your pyramid pose. Again, your leg does not have to be all the way straight out in front of you. You take the variation of the pose that feels best. From here, we're going to rebend into that front knee. Arms will reach up high, coming into our high crescent lunge. Palms right over the shoulders. Keep the hips low. Reach to the fingertips. Extend through your right leg behind you. And as you exhale, sweep your chest to hover out above your left leg. Arms reach behind you, so a little airplane lunge. Good. From there, on your next inhale, sweep your right arm forward. Open up, big windmill, star pose, straight legs. And then exhale, bend into the knees, sink low, goddess squat. From here, hold for a breath, sink the hips a little bit lower. On the inhale, we straighten the legs, palms come to touch above the head. Exhale, pivot back to the top of your mat, standing hands at heart center. Good. Separate the feet again, recommitting to that solid foundation underneath our feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come into your heart opener, lean. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, left leg slides behind you. Exhale, step the foot back, lower your knee onto the ground, keep the hips low. Inhale, arms up, bring your thumbs right to the nape of the neck, big heart opener. Exhale, hands come down, lift your back knee, glide back for that pyramid pose, creating a bit of a flow. Inhale, reach the arms up as you rebend into your front knee. Exhale, that airplane lunge, send the chest forward. Option to stay there, or we're gonna step forward, balancing on your right foot and lifting your leg behind you for your warrior 3. Option to keep fingertips down on the ground if this is a little bit too much for your balance today. Or if you want to intensify it, reach both of your arms forward. From there, we slowly step our foot back, open up, star pose. Exhale, bend into the knees, sink low. Inhale, rise, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, step to the back of the mat. Nice. Separate the feet. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest, arch back. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, right leg extends behind you. Exhale, step it back, knee comes to the mat, lower the hips. Inhale, heart opener, thumbs to the nape of neck. Exhale, hands come to the mat, you'll glide your hips back, coming into that hamstring stretch. Inhale, bend into your front knee, arms reach high, high crescent lunge. Exhale, that airplane lunge or launch yourself forward, balancing, gripping the ground with your left toes. Squeeze your right glute to keep the leg lifted behind you. Hands can come to heart center. They can reach back, they can reach forward, or fingertips come to the mat for more support. On the inhale, we open to the side of the mat for our star pose. As you exhale, bend into your knees, coming into our goddess squat. Right. And here, if you lose balance like I did, just laugh it off and keep moving. I'm glad I've gotten to the point in my practice where I can laugh at myself when I fall out of my postures. It took a while to get there. Inhale, you'll straighten the legs and come up. Exhale, again, we're stepping to the top of the mat, hands at heart center. Nice. From there, we'll separate the feet, establish that connection, grip the ground with the toes. We're coming into our final balance challenge. From here, sweep the arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, bringing ourselves through our vinyasa, plant the hands, step back. Good, keeping the heat in the body. We'll come to downward facing dog, and here, we'll just take a breath. To inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or travel forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Spreading out through the toes, grip the ground with your right foot, right toes on the mat. From here, hands stay at heart center for now. Slowly start to lift your left leg. And as you lean your chest forward, your left leg is going to glide out behind you. So similar to our warrior 3, creating like a T shape with your body. Hands can stay at heart center. Fingertips can come to the ground. Your arms can reach behind you for like an airplane, or you can slowly start to come into toppling tree. So as you reach your heart towards the ground and your head comes closer to the mat, you're going to squeeze your left glute and see how high you can lift your leg out behind you. Nice. From there, slowly come back up through center. And then we'll switch to the opposite side. So playing with our balance. And I say playing intentionally. It's just yoga. We're just playing. From here, slowly start to transition over to your right side. Again, you can stop in your warrior 3, or you could keep it moving. Keep squeezing your right leg and your right glute behind you as you start to topple. As your chest comes closer towards your left foot, your right leg lifts. Extend through the toes. Nice. And as you exhale, we slowly bring both feet back down to the mat, hands at heart. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms high. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, we're just going to bend the knees, sink the hips all the way down, come to have a seat on the mat. Good. Extend both legs out long in front of you. Sit bones planted on the mat. From here, we're going to keep our left leg out straight, but bring your right foot to plant on the outside of your left leg. Right hand comes to the mat behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up, long spine. Exhale, we're going to twist towards the right. So here you can tuck your left elbow on the outside of your right knee or hook across the front of your right knee. So here we just want to twist to the spine, a cooling rotation to help calm our bodies and start to calm the mind by just anchoring your breath within your body. From there, we slowly unravel. Both legs extend out long, and then it's the left leg that's going to cross over. Left hand comes behind you, right arm reaches up, take your twist. Sit up tall for the spine on the inhales. Exhales, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. From here, we slowly look forward, release the twist, extend the legs out, and then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Drop your knees out towards the side for our butterfly pose. So here, slide your feet forward so your legs create a diagonal, and we're slowly going to hinge in the hips and lean forward. So here, as opposed to grabbing onto your feet and forcing yourself and pulling yourself into this shape, allow it to be restful. Just establish like a curiosity to your attention and just see where your body falls in the shape with no expectations and no judgment. As you're holding here, you might notice that your body is beginning to relax. You can melt the shoulders a little bit more. You can relax through your back. From here, we'll slowly release. Lift yourself up. And from here, you'll roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees in tight towards your chest. From here, you can take a minute or so to take any finishing postures that you know your body needs. So you can stay with knees and chest. You can rock side to side. I chose to come into a happy baby by grabbing onto the bottoms of the feet and opening the knees out towards the ground. You can also take some reclined twists, so opening your arms out towards the side in a T and just dropping your knees to one side and then the other. It's completely up to you. Just ask your body how it wants to move right now. What shapes would feel good? And then once you're ready, we'll release. And slowly start to transition into our final pose, into our Shavasana. And here you'll extend the legs out long and come to lie comfortably on the ground. Tuck your chin slightly so the back of your neck's nice and long. And here we really just surrender ourselves over to rest. And we allow the activity and the movement of our practice to be balanced with this stillness and this rejuvenation, this rest that we find ourselves in. And if this is difficult for you, notice that. Sometimes we're so used to going, moving, constantly being in grind mode that taking a minute to rest seems almost selfish, but this is necessary for balance. Take some time, just a few moments, and allow your mind to center on your breath. Slowly going to begin to bring some small movements back into the body. When you're ready, take a full body stretch. Reach the arms up, point the toes down. And as you exhale, roll to your favorite side and use your upper arm as a pillow to rest your head. From there, we'll use our hand to push ourselves up to a seat, and we'll all gather with hands at heart center. And here I'd like to extend gratitude to you for allowing me to lead you through this practice. The divine in me honors and acknowledges the divine in you. Namaste.